When you think of wildlife in the city, you probably imagine pigeons on rooftops, squirrels darting across power lines, or maybe the occasional raccoon tipping over a trash can. But in New Jersey, one bird of prey has learned to survive, and even thrive, by mastering an environment you would never expect: the busy traffic lights of a suburban intersection. This is the story of a clever Cooper's hawk, a bird that has figured out how to turn city streets and stoplights into the perfect hunting ground. Zoologist Vladimir Dinets first noticed this hawk one crisp autumn morning in West Orange, New Jersey. He was sitting at a red light, driving his daughter to school, when a young Cooper's hawk swooped into view. At first, it looked like an ordinary hunting attempt, but after a few mornings of watching carefully, Dinets realized something extraordinary was going on. The hawk wasn't just hunting, it was waiting, and not waiting at random. It perched quietly in a small tree near the intersection, and then, as soon as the pedestrian crossing signal made its familiar beeping sound, the bird launched into action. Dinets described what he saw. The hawk flew incredibly low, skimming just above the sidewalk, weaving between parked cars, twisting sharply through gaps in traffic, and finally diving toward its target near a family home. That house, as it turned out, belonged to a large family that often ate outdoors. Every morning, crumbs and leftovers brought in small flocks of sparrows, pigeons, and starlings. And those unsuspecting birds became the hawk's breakfast. It was a strategy as brilliant as it was surprising. Dinets later captured photos of an adult Cooper S. hawk clutching a house sparrow in its talons, a powerful reminder that even in the heart of suburbia, nature finds a way. Now, Cooper's hawks aren't exactly strangers to cities. They're stealthy predators known for their quick reflexes, razor-sharp turns, and ability to explode into high-speed chases. In the wild, they use dense forest canopies to hide before ambushing prey in open spaces. But in West Orange, there were no forest canopies to work with. So this hawk used the next best thing: rows of cars stopped at red lights. According to Dinets, this kind of hunting requires more than just instinct. It takes foresight, the ability to understand prey behavior, and even a kind of tactical planning that shows just how intelligent these birds can be. To test his theory, Dinets returned to that same intersection again and again, 18 times over the course of the winter. And sure enough, the hawk's timing was too precise to be coincidence. Each time, it appeared exactly when the pedestrian crossing signal sounded. Not after, not before, right as the traffic signal gave it the cover it needed, but before the line of cars completely blocked its path. And when the conditions weren't right, the hawk simply didn't show. On weekends, when traffic was lighter, no hawk. On rainy days when the family didn't eat outdoors and no small birds gathered, again, no hawk. Everything had to line up perfectly: the traffic, the crumbs, and the signal. When it all came together, the attack was flawless. Dinets even saw the hawk carry off a house sparrow on one occasion, and on another, he watched it feast on a mourning dove right there on the pavement. But perhaps the most fascinating part of this story isn't on the successful hunt. It is what it reveals about wildlife adapting to urban life. Cities are tough, often dangerous places for animals, especially raptors that rely on live prey. Yet here was a Cooper's hawk turning traffic lights, pedestrian signals, and lines of cars into tools for survival. As Dinets put it, his observations suggest that these hawks can not only survive in cities, but actually thrive, thanks to their intelligence, their adaptability, and their ability to read the environment in ways we're only beginning to understand. So the next time you're sitting at a red light, waiting impatiently for it to turn green, take a look around. Somewhere nearby, a sharp-eyed hawk might be watching, listening, and waiting for just the right moment to strike.